Jose Ingan and Leo here at your service. Can I just say,
What?
I agree with the panel, man. Every single pickup from the Barangay seems to answer whatever Black is doing and more.
There's a good counter. I mean, they were just aiming for Chaknu's Lolita to counter out the Bane, the potential Bane pick. But with Outplay's Claude pick, it's like, it's a 2-for-1 when they picked up that Lolita.
Yeah. But if anything, you mentioned Outplayed on Claude. Blacklist have relatively comfortable picks, right? Like,
Yeah.
Exort is great on the low Yi. MP the King, we know what he can do with an aggressive jungler like Roger. And Outplayed has won multiple championships in the MPL because of a Claude here. So, with that said, I don't feel so scared for Black. And I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe we do see Game 3.
Although, a lot of people are asking for game number 3, but I'm not sure if Omega wants that. But Andoryu, on the other hand, it's going to be a good game for him or a fun game for him if he ever reaches his early game power spike, because almost everyone from the lineup of Blacklist
Softies.
are softies.
Yeah.
Aside from Dilar, maybe.
There's literally half the room does not want to see Game 3.
Yeah.
And you're right. Again, it's exacerbated by the fact. Oh, we were just talking about it.
Again, the Leo caster curse.
They anticipate. Hey, no, this time you were the one who was talking about it.
So it's just a caster curse.
Yeah.
This time,
Yeah. So you were mentioning how Andoryu can just, anticipate whoever walks into the wrong bush. And here it just so happens that it was Haji. Shades of Game 1. Now Jome in trouble.
MP the King, 1 like and pounce in just to bring down Jome. He popped his Purify even. That's a good trade here for Black, but on the other hand, Omega will secure the first turtle.
All right, you know what? I'll call this a small victory for Omega, given that, Jome died, he spent his Purify, it still led to a turtle for the Barangay. So it's a small victory, but it was costly.
Yeah, it really costed a lot, especially for Jome with Harith. You want Harith to dominate the early game, especially up against Claude. Although MP the King was there to finish the job, I mean, Jome, you just performed well with a Harith against Falcon's AP brand.
It's okay, man.
It's okay.
You know what they say, either go big or go Jome.
Wow. Literally, because Jome's, what 6'1", 6'2"?
He's one of the few aggressive gold laners left, and I think Blacklist did well to punish that. They saw that he was a little in too deep and outplayed, the veteran that he is, called for MP the King and went for that. Blacklist is happy with what they got. Still, we're looking at a wash game here, 1-1. Small advantage for Smart Omega. They did get the turtle. About 100, 200 gold ahead, 3 minutes in. I think this is a time where Outplay should say, you know what, let's take advantage of this.
Yeah.
I have a small gold lead over Jome.
Yeah, especially towards the late game. Again, this is a Claude. And at the same time, towards the late game, they technically have 3 marksmen. That's MP, Dilar, and Outplayed.
Dilar, Asterisk, yeah?
Yeah, Asterisk on Dilar, especially when he casts that Primal Wrath. But still, towards the late game, I would really favor Black.
If they get there.
If they get there. But the problem is, Omega, they've been performing well. Their average games are relatively fast, except for the FCAP game where they reach, I believe, 18 or 20 minutes.
Different story.
That's FCAP.
Yeah. Here we go, about 20 seconds until the next turtle. Spawning in the upper quarter once more. And very similar to Game 1, Omega pulling out the Omega Ube once more. Like they're all rotating in big 3-man, 4-man coalitions. Haji here, once again on the receiving end, the business end of Omega's aggression. And we haven't really seen a big 5-man fight. I think that should be a thing of beauty, especially since you're looking at not just the Glorious Pathway here, it is now, but as well a numerous blast.
But on the other hand, on the bottom lane, Blacklist wants to go right after Jome once again. They're going to get an uncontested turtle here, but Jome has to walk away, and I believe he's going to evade that 4-man rush from Blacklist. And this time, they're answering right back. Don't touch my Jome! Haji has used Circling Eagle just to walk away, but Exor was there. He's going to fall down. The Numinal Blast will hit. Omega answered right back. No trades for Blacklist.
Thank you, random patch from about 9 months ago. That would have not been possible if not for the post-turtle movement speed in the river. Now Outplayed in trouble.
Especially if you have the Wilderness Blessing here for both of the roamers. And now Omega, right on. They're really controlling the pace.
Oh.
It's a good game for everyone, especially for Andoryu. And even Andoryu, the mid trio doesn't even have to rotate around Andoryu anymore. Andoryu's a big boy. He can manage himself. He can burst down anyone, any of the 4 members of Blacklist.
And look at that. It's as if the first kill in gold didn't really happen because Jome just pushed that tier 1 all by himself.
Yeah. So right now, it's not looking good for Blacklist, but again, they still have a lot of damage towards the late game if ever they reach it. And the X Factor. Exort with the Luyi. Exort's been flexing this Luyi pick ever since even last season, both in MPL and MPL. So if Blacklist wants to turn things around, they really have to first make it to the late game.
Ian, let me just tell you, the only real gambit they're playing with, if Exort finds a nice diversion, is, I'm being real particular with my words here, it's a very specific combo, is they get a diversion play into a full-on Dilar combo. Like, that's it. And these are all single target skills. Sure, maybe you can find one again with Haji, but that's best case scenario.
Yeah, plus the Chakno factor, the Lolita. I'm pretty sure Chakno's just gonna wait for Outplay to cast that Blazing Duet, and once it's casted, the Bulwarks, the Guardian's Barrier, is just there to deflect the damage. Okay, Jome is the next target once again. He has the Examine Force.
What?
And Jome manages to escape again. The aggressive attack coming in from Blacklist now. Ryota Army is here with the Glorious Pathway. MP King's gonna fall down. Dilar is the next target. And Chakno there with the stun. But Dilar, oh, look at the Luminous Blast connects onto two. Primal Wrath. Not gonna be enough. And now Omega is just on a rampage. This was not like game number one, because game number one, it was a push and pull back and forth.
It's growing on you, huh? Ryota Army.
The Ryota Army.
What I'm impressed more than just the follow-through, was how single-handedly Big J made Blacklist think twice about that diversion play. Like, he just dropped the Zaman Force, Chrono dashed through the wall, and even MP King was like, is this even worth it?
Yeah.
And that's what spelled disaster. That's what made me think the rest of what follows from here is all Omega.
And even the re-engage from Omega, like the chemistry, we've been talking about Omega's chemistry since week number one.
That's right.
Whoa! They had a lot of mix and matches last season, but this time their 5-man is complete and the chemistry isn't a problem anymore for Barangay.
Amazing. There you saw in the instant replay brought to us by Infinix. You saw again the instantaneous response. Now let's go again.
The General charging right on. Zaman Force here for Joe. But Blacklist was able to escape. Look at that Frigid Glacier connecting onto two. Outplayed onto the back line. Blazing Duet. But Omega was ready for that Blazing Duet, and he's gonna fall down. Wow, every single member of Omega is doing their part. Ryota with the charge, Chakno with the defense, and the rest for the damage to bring down Outplayed.
That was Whiplash. I think Outplayed went a little too fast and suddenly found out he was out of his breath. Ridiculous response by Smart Omega, now 4,000 gold ahead. I'm wondering now what the possible answer is from Blacklist, besides a punish, right? Besides a punish, because so far, it seems like Smart Omega are doing exactly just that, Ingan. They're leveraging their amazing synergy, their bond, their chemistry. And wait, diversion play into where? Into where?
They're gonna catch onto Ryota here, but they're prepared. Glorious Pathway once again. Dilar has to use the flicker out, but it's out. Force will be cast to the Frigid Glacier, connecting onto two, but the Numinum Blast. Outplayed has to walk away with the Blazing Duet, and the kill spree coming in from Jome as Adoryu picks up a Sky Piercer.
What?
You cannot surprise the Barangay.
Did you see that? A forward flicker by Ook here, and a real, what was that, a Euro step by Chakno? It's as if they anticipated the diversion. It's as if they told Black, go here. The wide bush, go here.
This is why Chakno opted for the flicker instead of the revitalize. They don't need sustain. They don't need extra help. They need the Chak Mamba to unleash that. As you mentioned, the Numinum Blast flicker combination connecting onto two.
They are the aggressors.
Wow.
They are the aggressors. They don't need the extra protection. If anything, the Purify on Jome is their only real defensive battle spell. The Revitalize on Ryota allows for them to push forward.
I mean...
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Blood Wings.
For me, Blacklist, as much as you want to say that they should split push, the threat of Adoryu makes it hard for Outplay to do those split pushes. Again, this is a very mobile assassin that could easily burst down Outplay regardless of the Purify.
Not just Outplay, I mean, a majority of them.
Everyone, yeah.
Yes.
Even Exort. And with the Lord and this immense gold lead, I think they can bring down Inhibitor Dirt with one Lord. But here comes the Glorious Pathway once again, just to scare away Blacklist. Oh, this is going to be a hard defense for the Agents.
Looking at their wave clear, I think it's quite respectable. You do have the Claude, you have the Luyi who can just, you know, almost as if doing basic attacks can clear, as well as MP the King. His first item was the Wind Talker, so he does have respectable wave clear. Now Haji's in trouble!
Conceal right in front of the faces of the agents. Circling Eagle, but doing a blast once again. Connecting plus the Frigid Glacier. Outplayed, forced to use the Blazing Duet, but won't commit because the damage from Omega. Just too much.
Omega is a single-minded unit. They're going to penetrate up top. Bottom's going to be up next. MP the King doing his best to cover up that hole. Sinking their ship!
Toy Army once again leading the charge. Omega still undefeated. The Lord's going to fall down. The minions aren't there. Blacklist, the circumstances lined up for the agents. Because if there was one minion, just one minion, the game would be over.
It would have been over. The Rio Army are going wild. Online, here, in Green Sun, and everywhere around the world. If you thought they could only engage via the Numinum Blast, think again! Here it is!
Who has the flicker? Jack Mamba for Omega!